Hey YouTube, Indigo Toker here. In this video, why I disappeared. But first, teach you a little trick here. So this month is a little rough in the medicine department. Out of dabs, basically out of weed, at least until Friday. So I'm gonna teach you guys a little trick that I figured out, and it's not the best way to get high, not the best way to medicate, but it gets the job done. So here we go. Everybody who dabs knows that you get a lot of wax stuck inside your rig, your drop down, your nail, wherever. It's called reclaim. And a lot of people reclaim this and they dab it. A lot of people don't like to. I personally don't like reclaiming with rubbing alcohol, because I feel like after you dissolve all the rubbing alcohol, it just kind of tastes weird, I know it's reclaim and it's going to taste funny anyway, but it just tastes weird. So this way is probably one of my favorite ways to do this, but I have to give you a warning first. Don't blame me if you break your drop down doing this. It's very possible that your drop down can break, especially if you do this a lot. Just like a glass nail, heating, eventually it breaks. So this process does involve heating your drop down, and if if spending the $20 on a new drop down is a big deal to you, then don't do this. Because I warned you, you might break your drop down doing this. And in fact, if you do this a lot, you will break your drop down doing this. Anyway, with that being said, I have my handy dandy torch here. I have my drop down connected to an adapter, so I have a little mouthpiece. And I'm just going to slowly heat evenly around the drop down, all where there's wax. When I start to see vape clouds building up, I'll start inhaling, and I'll keep periodically hitting the torch. Now, like I said, be very careful. This might break your drop down, so you obviously don't want it like right up next to your face and shit either. And here we go. That's all there is. Still tastes a little funny, but it works. Gets the THC in your system and all the other beautiful cannabinoids, and kind of gives you a nice low temp effect too. It doesn't really, it's not harsh. It doesn't really hurt. It's just, you don't even really realize you're inhaling unless you you know it's there. It's just you don't really feel like it's happening. So that's how you do that. And now on to why I disappeared. So back last April, shortly after 420, I jumped in a moving truck and I ripped ass down the Main. Why? I needed a change. The city life was too much. The city I was living in was too much for me. It was weakening down my energies. I was not in a good position. I was not in a good neighborhood. I was not in a good life path. And even the job I had at the time was just really bad. The people I worked for, they didn't respect me, um, and they didn't respect any of their employees. We were all underpaid. We were all overworked, and we were verbally abused. It just wasn't a good place. And on top of that, the neighborhood I lived in wasn't for me either. It was a really rough neighborhood, and I'm not a rough edge person. I'm real relaxed, chill vibes, and it gets on a lot of people's nerves, believe it or not, especially people who are like high stress um, people. They can't handle low stress people. It annoys them. They don't understand how we can go through life without being so stressed out, without being so angry and mad all the time. So I moved on down to Maine. I got some family there, and family that I never really got to experience growing up. So it was cool getting to bond with them and realize that that side of my family I fit in with more than the rest of my family that I've come to know my whole life. So it's beautiful out there. There's land there waiting for me to build a yurt or an off-grid cabin or something of the sorts. Um, that's a future plan of mine. I'm kind of back in Michigan temporarily, trying to get my life jump started a little bit better. Uh, Mainly here to be with my girlfriend, who has turned my life around for the better just by being part of my life. And she's amazing. She definitely brings me a lot of purpose in this life that I didn't realize was there until she walked in. Um, so just basically positive vibes the last few months. But shortly after arriving to Maine, I broke my laptop. Don't know how. It just stopped working one day. And a few days after that, literally like 2 or 3 days, I go out on the canoe to record some videos on the lake. I thought it would be a fun idea, do some dabs in the middle of the water on a boat, blah, blah, blah. I recorded several videos that were supposed to be posted on YouTube. And on the canoe ride back to the car, we flipped. And there goes a puck of wax, a torch, my dab rig, my phone. Luckily, I recovered everything, but the wax was ruined. Not really ruined. To be honest, I'm not ashamed to say I let it dry out and I smoked it. The dab rig was fine. Torch just needed to dry out. Phone, I dried that motherfucker out for weeks. I still have it. I still occasionally plug it in and try to see if it works. And it's just gone. It was unrecoverable. I did the rice trick. I mean, I hit this thing with a hair dryer. I've done so many things. I mean, after it sat in rice for 2 weeks, I was pretty confident that it was dried out. So at that point, I still tried a hair dryer and I just put it outside on the sun for a little bit. But it's safe to say that the second that water hit it, it was fried. And that was how I disappeared from the internet. I mean, too broke to buy a new phone, too broke to fix my computer, and I didn't really want to. I was kind of having fun without that stuff. I was learning how to keep myself busy without modern world technology. So that was pretty cool. I learned a lot in Maine about myself. I started experimenting with psilocybin mushrooms a lot more. I started experimenting with LSD a lot less. That was due to not really being able to find a trustworthy source, and for a while, no source at all. When you relocate, it's kind of hard for those things to happen. But mushrooms and Mother Nature helped me turn my life around for sure. And I have a more clear mind frame on my goals. And I blame that all on the time that I spent in Maine. And I'm happy. Now I'm ready to start making more videos. I'm going to start teaching you guys how to grow soon. I'm going to start talking a lot more about spirituality stuff. Not everything is going to be a smoking video or something crazy, although that is still going to be my main focus of this channel. But I just want to try my best to reach out to as many people as I can and inspire people too. Inspire people to speak out about these things: psychedelics, marijuana, spirituality. And I think just by doing this channel, I'm becoming a better person too. Every day I'm becoming a slightly better person. That's because I wake up and I look forward to new things, and I have new goals and new inspirations every day. And a lot of that is focused on entertaining you guys, teaching you guys, getting to know people, connecting, and overall just reaching out to somebody who needs someone to hang out with, you know. Before I started doing the YouTube videos, my favorite thing to do was go on YouTube, find somebody who smokes weed, Custom Grow 420, Haley 420, Coral Reefer, Token Daily, Getting High with Doug, or Getting Doug with High, sorry. Those are all things that inspired me to start this, and that's just because all of those people were my smoking buddies in the morning to wake and bake with, or in the afternoon when I was just bored and didn't have anybody to hang out with, wanted to roll up, discuss some shit, you know. And it was easy to turn on YouTube, pack a bowl, roll a joint, roll a blunt, load up a few dabs, turn on Jolie Oli, and, you know, get a good laugh, learn some stuff that maybe I didn't know, and also kind of experience marijuana from a different level as far as, like, it's different in each state, you know. Each state handles things differently, and there's so many people in the world who are focused on putting out a good product that it's amazing to see all these different strains and different types of concentrates that can be created and all of this stuff. And I learned all of that just because I needed somebody to smoke with, and somebody else had a dream of putting themselves out there for other people. So I personally thank all of you original weedtubers and YouTube stoners who started. You guys are really inspiring, and I hope to be on your level soon. And also a big shout out to Infinite Waters and Koi Fresco. They both helped me unlock a lot spiritually inside of myself that I didn't know was there. And they also were a big inspiration for me starting my YouTube channel. And I'm ready to inspire some people myself. So please like, share, subscribe. If you like everything you see here, comment, let me know. Let me know some things that you'd like to see me do, like to see me talk about, things like that. And as always, stay token.